Hello everyone. In this lecture, we will going to see a Dunet's test and one-way ANOVA with repeated measures. First, Dunet's test for comparing means with a control. In many experiments, one of the treatment is control. Control means standard one. In many experiments, one of the treatment is standard and we want to compare other treatments with that treatment, and the analyst is interested in comparing each of the other a minus 1 treatments. Means suppose there are a treatments and one of them is control, then we want to compare other a minus 1 treatments with the control treatment. Control means standard one. Thus there are a minus 1 comparisons. Because one of the treatment is control, we want to compare others with that one, means total comparisons will be a minus 1. The procedure for making these comparisons has been developed by Dunet in 1964. Suppose that the treatment A is the control. Means suppose treatment A is control treatment and we wish to test the hypothesis H naught is mu I is equal to mu A. Means all others with the control treatment. I may be I running from 1 to up to A minus 1 versus H1 mu I is not equal to mu A. So to test this hypothesis, Dunet's procedure is a modification of the usual t-test. For each hypothesis, compute the observed differences in the sample means. Means take absolute difference between the control treatment and other treatments. Other treatment means. And the null hypothesis H naught is rejected. What is your null hypothesis? Null hypothesis is H naught is mu I is equal to mu A. This hypothesis is rejected at level of significance alpha if this absolute difference is greater than this critical difference, this critical value. So this d alpha a minus 1 comma f is obtained from table. This is obtained from table. Obtained from table of Dunet test. There is a table of Dunet's test, just like table of DMRT test. There is a table of Dunet's test, and from that we can obtain this one. Alpha is level of significance. A means number of treatments. F means error degree of freedom. MSC means mean square error or mean sum of squares due to error. 1 upon Ni. Ni means number of observations due to ith treatment and Na means number of observations due to control treatment. So find out this critical difference. Find out this critical difference. Take absolute difference between the control treatment and other treatments. If it exceeds this one, this critical difference, then we can say corresponding pair of means are significantly different. So we will see this by example. In last example, the example of cotton weight in percentage, in that example, there are 5 treatments, different cotton weight to make a synthetic fiber for men's cloth. They had given a different percentage of cotton, and there are 5 treatments. Number of treatments are 5. Number of times each treatment replicated is also 5. Y bar 1 dot is 9.8, Y bar 2 dot is 15.4, Y bar 3 dot is 17.6, and Y bar 4 dot is 21.6, and Y bar 5 dot is 10.8 in that example. Actually, this Y bar I dot means treatment mean. Ith treatment mean. This is first treatment mean, this is second treatment mean, just like this is fifth treatment mean. Suppose treatment 3 is control treatment. Assuming that this treatment 3 is a control treatment, we want to compare other treatments with this control treatment. Now, to compare this, first find out this one. This critical difference d alpha a minus 1 comma f under root of msc into 1 upon ni plus 1 upon na. D alpha a minus 1 comma f. Now in this case ni and na is same because number of times each treatment replicated, it is replicated 5 times, and control treatment also replicated 5 times, so it becomes 2 times msa upon n, which is equal to, take alpha equal to 0.05 and total number of treatments are 5, so this becomes 4 and error degrees of freedoms are 20. Here it is under root of 2 times. You know, in that example, MSC is 8.06 and N is 5. This value is D.054, obtained from table. So there is a table of donut test. The table is like this. Here different now here the treatments are denoted by K. Our treatment number of treatment denoted by A. So A minus 1. So we have alpha equal to 0.05 and here A minus 1 is 4 and error degrees of freedoms are 20. So that's why this value is 2.65. So this value is 2.65. So this value is obtained from table. Put in our example, so this is 2.65. Solve this, this will be 1.79555, and after multiplying this two quantity we get the critical difference or critical difference value is 4.7582. Now we have to take absolute difference between first one and third one. If it exceeds this one, then we can say the corresponding pair of means are significantly different. Take absolute difference between 2, 3. Compare this with this one. If it exceeds this one, then we can say corresponding pair of means are significantly different. Similarly for 4 versus 3 and 5 versus 3. So, thus any treatment means that differs in absolute value from the control by more than 4.7582 would be declared significantly different. Now take 1 versus 3. Why here it is 3? Because third treatment we had taken it is a control. Take mod of y bar 1 dot minus y bar 3 dot. You know, y bar 1 dot is 9.8 and y bar 3 dot is 17.6. So this will become 7.8. Now this 7.8 is actually greater than 4.7582. That's why I had given here a star. Wherever it is greater than, I had given star. Now 2 versus 3. Find out this one. This is 2.2. Now this is less than 4.7582. That's why I had not given here a star. Similarly 4 versus 3. Mod of y bar 4 dot minus y bar 3 dot. Y bar 4 dot is 21.6 and y bar 3 dot is 17.6. Take absolute difference. This will be 4. This is less than this quantity. This is greater than. So we had considered all other treatments with the control treatments, and wherever there is a star, the corresponding pair of means are significantly different. Means in this case mu1 is not equal to mu3, but mu2 is equal to mu3, mu4 is equal to mu3, but mu5 is not equal to mu3. These are our last conclusions. So the start value indicates that the corresponding pair of treatment means are significantly different. Means from this we can draw these conclusions. Mu1 is not equal to mu3, mu2 equal to mu3, mu4 equal to mu3, and mu5 is not equal to mu3. So this is the Dunet test. When we want to compare the all other treatments with the control treatment, then we use the Dunet test. The next topic is one-way ANOVA with repeated measures, or it is called within subjects ANOVA. Now, repeated measures ANOVA is equivalent to the one-way ANOVA but for related, not independent groups. Means in this case, groups are not independent, just like your pair T test. In pair T test, we have same individual tested more than once. So, just like before and after. So, your two one-way ANOVA is actually extension of independent sample t-test, and one-way ANOVA with repeated measure is actually extension of your pair t-test, or we call it as a dependent t-test. So, repeated measure means some participants are tested more than once. Some examples of repeated measures ANOVA. So, first example is, suppose we want to investigate the effect of 6-month exercise training program on blood pressure. So there is a 6-month training program and we want to check whether this training program is effective to reduce a blood pressure or to maintain a blood pressure. And we want to measure blood pressure at 3 separate time points. So blood pressure before exercise, pre-exercise, midway means after 3 months, and post-exercise means after 6 months. So same individual is there and we are taking the blood pressures values at 3 time points. Before start the exercise, at the time of 3 months, and at the time of after finish the exercise means after 6 months. And suppose we want to check whether there is a significant difference between these 3 exercises. Means actually we are testing H naught mu1 is equal to mu2 is equal to mu3 versus mu1 means uh, blood pressure mean before pre-exercise. This is at the time after 3 months, and this is after average blood pressure after 6 months. And H1 is mu I is not equal to mu j for at least one pair I comma j. Now, if this hypothesis is accepted, means there is no significant difference between blood pressures at 3 different time points. This means this training program is not effective. Meaning of this one is this training program is not effective. And if this hypothesis is rejected, then we want to check the pairwise comparisons actually to check whether this exercise is effective or not. Second example. Second example is to understand whether there is a difference in cigarette consumption amongst heavy smokers after a hypnotherapy program. Actually, hypnotherapy means is the practice of hypnotizing people in order to help them with a mental or physical problem. For example, to help them give up a smoking. So this is a one program. Hypnotherapy means this is a one program where people help people to give up a smoking. And this program means uh, cigarette consumption is measured at three different time points. Immediately before, means immediately before before start the program, number of cigarettes consumed by a person, and after 1 month, and after 6 months. If it actually H naught means, in this case also H naught is mu1 is equal to mu2 is equal to mu3, versus H1 is mu I is not equal to mu j for at least one pair I comma j. Now, if this hypothesis is accepted, mu1 means average number of cigarettes consumed before starting this before starting this program. This is after 1 month, and this is after 6 months. If this hypothesis is accepted, this means this hypnotherapy program is not effective. And if this hypothesis is rejected, then we want pairwise comparisons whether actually it reduces the number of cigarettes consumed by people because of this program. So, this type of conclusions we can draw by using this one way ANOVA with repeated measures. Now, hypothesis. Hypothesis, in this case, hypothesis is just like your one way ANOVA, there is no significant difference between different groups or different treatments. Or we can write this hypothesis in terms of mu i's like this, versus at least two means are significantly different. At least two groups means are significantly different. So here it is actually at least two groups means are significantly different. That is H1 we can define like this: mu I is not equal to mu j for at least one pair I comma j. Now, sum of squares. Sum of squares are required to write a ANOVA table. In one way ANOVA, SST, in one way ANOVA, SST is actually SS treatment plus SSE. But in this case, the SS treatment, SST is actually divided into two parts: SS between and SS within. Just like your one way ANOVA, this divided into two parts. It is called SS conditions, SS between, also called SS conditions, because in last example there are three conditions. So SS conditions, and SS within again divided into two parts, which is SS subjects and SS error. This is called subject variability and this is error variability. This the addition SSW SS within is actually SS subjects plus SSE. In this case, A means number of groups or number of conditions. N means number of subjects, means actually in last example we can say number of peoples. N means Yij means observation due to ith group and jth subject. Now SST, consider SST. SST means total sum of squares. Total sum of squares is obtained by using this formula: double summation Yij minus Y bar dot dot square. And in terms of correction factor, this formula will be like this: double summation Yij square minus this correction factor, where An means total number of observation and Y dot dot means grand total. SS between or SS condition can be obtained just like your SS treatment. It is n into summation I is equal to 1 to a y bar I dot minus y bar dot dot square. And in terms of correction factor, we can write this formula like this, where y bar I dot means ith group mean and yi dot means ith group total. Alright. Now consider SS within. SS within is actually double summation yij minus y bar I dot square, just like your SSE in CRD. Now SS within can be obtained by SST minus SS between, just like your CRD. You know, in CRD SST is SS treatment plus SSE, and this is actually SS between, and this is actually SS within. So SS within can be obtained by using SST minus SS between, and SS subjects is obtained actually like this: summation j a into summation j equal to 1 to n x bar dot j minus x bar dot square. Not here, it is not x bar, it is actually y bar dot j minus y bar dot square, which is equal to, after solving this, we get this one, the formula in terms of correction factor. Now SS within is actually addition of SS subjects plus SSC. So by using this, we can find SSC as SS within minus SS subjects. So after finding this, we can write ANOVA table. ANOVA table is like this: sources of variation, degrees of freedom, sum of squares means sum of squares, and F ratio. Now sources of variations are between and within, and this within again divided into two parts, which is subjects and error. Now this subjects plus error is actually addition, uh, subjects plus error is actually within. So total groups are A, so here degrees of freedoms are A minus 1. Just like your one-way ANOVA, here it is n minus A. N means total number of observations, here degrees of freedoms are n minus A. And here it is number of treatment. Just like here total number of observations are an and number of treatments are A. So we can write this, we can write the degree of freedom of within as an minus A. Take A common, so it becomes A into n minus 1. Total number of subjects or total number of peoples in last example are n, so degrees of freedom will be n minus 1. Now addition of these two degrees of freedom must equal to this one, so that's why it is here, it is A minus 1 into n minus 1. Now this total observations are an, so degrees of freedom for total, here it is actually total, not SST. So total degrees of freedoms are an minus 1. Now this an minus 1 is actually addition of this one and this one, or addition of these two, this one and this one. All right. Now SS sum of squares due to between, put here. Yes, here it is SS within, and here it is SS subjects, and here it is SSC. Mean sum of squares obtained by using sum of squares divided by respective degrees of freedom. So here mean sum of squares between, mean sum of squares within, mean sum of squares within, between subjects, and mean sum of squares due to error obtained like this. Find out F ratio. Now F ratio is obtained by MS between divided by MSC. Now this F follows, actually this F follows F distribution with A minus 1 comma A minus 1 into n minus 1. So to draw conclusion, compare this calculated value with table value. Table value is this one. Table value is F A minus 1 comma n minus A comma alpha. Now find out this table value from table of F distribution, and not n minus A, here it is A minus 1 into n minus 1 comma alpha. So find out this table value and compare this calculated value with this table value, and if this calculated value is greater than table value, then reject H naught at level of significance alpha. So this will be the last conclusion. Thank you.